This time it's the second Servas Peace Forum in 2024, and today our topic is how to create a Servas Youth Camp. And this is an interesting topic, and why we choose this topic is we Servas want to attract more young people to join us. And then we feel to organize a youth camp, it could be a good way to attract young people to join us. And now, today, so this is why today we organize this, and we invite experienced organizers from Italy, from Brazil, and from Germany to share their experience to us. So before we start, I would like to take a group of photos. So everyone show your best smile to the world. Then we take a photos, and Jojo will help us to take the photos. Let me know, Jojo, let me know when you finish. We have 2 pages. Wow.
Done. Thank you.
Thank you. And so the first speaker, I would like to invite Servas Italy, Raffaella.
Yes.
The lady, you always see her almost every spot, every event about young people, about youth and family. She is always there. So let's welcome Raffaella.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, May, to give me this introduction. Yes, I am almost there because we started 6 years ago with Susana Martinez, my soul sister, and mi hermanita from Servas Spain. And together, Servas Spain and Servas Italy started to think what we can do to give more space to young people and to organize something new in Servas. So we started a lot of years ago, and now young people are grown up and they are independent and they can do really explosive projects like camps, meeting. They are really great in this. And first of all, I want to tell you that I am here thanks to my group of young people, and some of them are here with me. Lucia Poma, Sebastiano Foresti, Anna Bonavia, Revan Dogru. And if you don't mind, I can give the word to Lucia Poma because she's in an airport taking a flight, and I want that she's the first about her experience in the youth group, and then I speak later. Lucia, ciao.
Hi, thank you for the introduction. Yeah, actually, now I'm in the airport, so yeah, very international. I'm Lucia Poma, I'm from Italy, and right now I'm doing an internship in Boston. My experience with like camps in Servas has been like I participated to many youth camps, and then I have organized last summer camp in Italy, France. One bike camp open to everybody. We organized in the south of Italy, and a family summer camp, always in the south of Italy. So yeah, a very like mixed experience in organizing summer camp. And I know that later maybe we will have a group section. So if you have questions also about, I don't know, other aspects of the organization of those different kind of camps, I'm open to every kind of question. So yeah, I think we can have a presentation, right? Me? Yeah, like a PowerPoint, or I can just talk about that. I don't know. Do we have the PowerPoint? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, to be efficient, we try to summarize a little bit. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay, so the first thing to do in our mind is to build a group. So a group that will meet also only virtually on some calls to divide the task and to have fun with each other first, and then to take the responsibility of every task, because maybe you don't think of that first, but there are many things to do. There is the food to think about, there is the place. So to know some organization in the territory with who to have some agreements to maybe don't pay too much of the place too. And then there are, of course, all the workshops to take care about, but also like the first aid support, the cleaning of the houses. And so there are many tasks to do. So the first things to think about would be have a nice group of people you can count on to do all those parts. And this is fundamental. And you should have this group at least like 6 or 7 months before trying to like launching the summer camp. And then, yeah, of course, also advertising and like getting in touch with the Servas of your country and also international, because the financial economic balance, it is quite a central point in organizing a summer camp, although it's not a problem at all. For example, in the last summer camp, we were really like good taking care of like money point of view. And so like it is possible to organize a summer camp in a very like cheap way also. And I don't know, like I don't want to take too much space for myself. So Raffaella, if you want to take the next slide, and then there is also, of course, like Sebastiano and Anna, and then we can discuss in groups. And yeah.
Thank you, Lucia. Lucia has told you that it's really important to start with a group of people. The group that you have, it is not necessary to have hundreds of young people. If you have 2, 3 young people, you can start with them to give them a responsibility in organization. And this is a main point, and maybe later we can do some work in small groups on how to involve young people. But as Lucia told you, it is important to start, not to speak a lot, but to be active with proposal. And how to be a coordinator, how to start a group. If I can give a suggestion to you, because I learned from Susana, mi hermana, my sister, hello, that she joined us in this moment. You have to be a coordinator that has a passion, is joyful in a service activity, first of all. Then you should listen to young people's needs. You should understand what they want to do in your country. And you should absolutely imagine a better future. Take a risk to do something new that you have never done in your country. You can start to think to a project involving other young people in an intergenerational dialogue, because we are adults and we need to learn to speak with young people without being boring. And young people should learn to speak with adults without being with stereotypes. So first of all, the intercommunication is very important. And the youth coordinator should have these 3 main points in his or mind. This is a funny picture because we started 8 years ago, and this picture has been taken at our home 8 years ago. Young people are now grown up and they are leader of the group. If we can share the other slide. Okay, how can we improve youth presence in Servas? First of all, you should know the situation of young people in your country. How many young people you have, if they are in Servas families. And then, as I told you, you should start with the people that you have. Listen to their interests and starting with proposal like SILE, Servas Youth Language Experience, that is very interesting for young people, offering this opportunity to young people, and then after their experience to organize a sort of party, a meeting, a party, a walk, something special where they can share their experience with the other Servas members. We usually did in Italy, and when somebody is coming back from a SILE project, we are always organizing a party and sharing food and finding opportunity to do a party together. Then we started with presentation in high school. During this presentation, young people are speaking to young people. So young people from Servas are sharing their experience with the students. And it is quite interesting because students have a lot of questions about traveling with Servas, about the possibility to explore other countries. And it was really an important point for us in Italy. Then another point is to give a place in the national board to young members. The youth coordinator should be a young person, and we can give him, her, the opportunity to be in the board, to take decision. This year in Italy, we are going to have new members in the national boards in the next election that will be in next November, October. And we are very happy for this because you can be in the main board to organize activity for other young people. And then it is necessary also to support the participation of young people to international meetings and camps, because usually young people are students and they have no opportunity to get financial support from their family. And so we in Italy, we started to think to support financially the participation of young people to the international meeting like SICOGA or like international camp. And it is very important that each country thinks to this point, because if you have collected some money with the fees, like, for example, or you can collect money during a special event, like you can organize a party or a dinner in which you collect some money. And with this money, you can support an experience, a new experience of young people. And then other ideas that you can have starting from your situation, your local situation, you can start thinking on where is the starting point for you. And to cooperate with other countries, like Italy started with Spain, of course, and with Susanna. And in this picture, Susanna is in the middle of the group, explaining how to organize a camp to our young people team. And some months later, we had our first eco camp together in the mountains here in Italy, in North Italy. And maybe somebody of the young group wants to share their experience now. I don't know, Sebastiano or Lucia, if you have some videos or some photos about the camps that you organized. or Anna also.
Yep, sorry, here I am. I was finding the right button. I did not. So yeah, I have if you want a small presentation to...
Presentati prima, Seba.
First of all, I'm Sebastiano, and I am in the Italy youth group, in the Italy Servas Youth group. Last year, together with other people from Servas Italy, from Servas France, we organized a summer camp in the mountains in northern Italy, and I have a small presentation to give you. We can talk about it a little if I find the file, which I'm not sure I'm able to. Okay, I should. Okay, is everyone seeing, watching? Does it work? Okay.
Yes.
So, I translated this in English. My English is a bit rusty in this very moment, and so I apologize in advance for every kind of like wrong thing written, but still. So, very briefly, because the PowerPoint is not that long. Last year, then Anna will be able. Anna and Revan were with me in the organizing group, so they will be able to talk to you a little bit too about it. And yeah, last year we decided together with Servas France after a meeting during Easter time in France, together with a young group of people from Servas France, we decided to create an eco camp in the mountains. So, very briefly, I hope I can just, okay. We were around 30 people from more than 10 different nations in the world, and a small organizing group structure between France and Italy. We decided, I don't manage, okay. We were in Sant'Anna di Roccabruna, which is located in Piedmont. I don't know if you ever been to Italy, but it's in the northwest of Italy, in the province of Cuneo. Okay. When between the 20th and the 25th of August, so perfect days to have a vacation basically, and doing the kind of stuff you do in August. So nice time, nice weather, walking around, having activities in the outside. And why, which is the most important questions, 2,500 years of philosophy haven't still answered yet. But in this very case, about our camp specifically, we wanted to see each other, to create connections between the youth group of Servas internationally, and also why the Eco Camp. Well, mainly because we wanted to see and to prove ourselves that it's possible to live in a very sustainable way. So being the closest possible to zero impact, and yeah, trying to be as ecological as possible, as respectful of the nature and of this planet as possible. So what did we do? We did pretty much everything. We knew each other, which is not 30 people from all around the world. It's vital for an international youth group to get in touch with each other, to share stuff. We talked about the future of our planet alongside with our friends of Climate Fresk, who proposed like a very nice workshop, which you can see in photos. We walked in archaeological zones. We did sports, and most importantly, I think we really interacted with each other, so we could get to know, create something stable, having a good atmosphere, and most importantly, share our stories, our opinions, our thoughts. And when you're doing it between young people, it's very nice to see that most of us have all the same problems, and most of us have all the same, like, you know, hopes and dreams. And it's very interesting. It's very connecting by this point of view. And we, of course, cooked, which is important for me. Mostly meant that someone told me what to do and I executed. But yeah, it's important because as I was mentioning before, we tried to be as close to the zero impact we could. And we decided for the camp to be vegetarian. So it was very interesting to try something different too, and seeing it's possible to create something. Cooking was an important part of the stuff. So here are some photos. So as you can see, I have no idea what I'm doing here, but mainly this is our organizing team, part of our organizing team. Then there is us walking, and there is us doing yoga. This is just some examples of activities we did. Revan also, the girl, I'm sorry because I'm not seeing like all the PowerPoint, but yep. Revan is here today, also, so she will talk about it a little bit, I hope, later. Even because she remembers very well that evening, because we were cooking dolmas, which are a typical Turkish dish, and it was her proposal to cook them because they're completely vegetarian. Then again,
Anna is also here, so
Anna is also here. Yes.
she can also talk about your experience. Yeah.
Yes, just a second.
Oh.
Yes, go.
Go, Anna. Okay.
So, it was really a good experience to organize the Servas camp. Of course, the organizers always need to maintain the two aspects of having fun, but yeah, looking after all the things that are to be cared of. I would actually give some suggestions for a successful youth camp, because of course the more like administrative things are, Rafaela can explain them, because actually she was really helpful in these aspects. Actually, thank you, Rafaela, for letting us to have so much space in Servas in Italy, and we will need to learn also the administrative stuff. But I would suggest that in order to involve as many youth people as possible, some things have to be taken into account, because if some, let's say, old member of Servas organizes a camp with no young member collaboration, maybe it's more difficult to understand what we are actually looking for. Also because I'm trying to expand Servas and to let my friends join. And so for a youth camp to be participated, you also always need to think that we are students, so we don't have money, and if we need to move to any place ecologically, maybe we don't take cheap flights. Trains and buses are expensive, and so the camp should last enough time for the travel to be worth. And also, I'm sorry, and also if you can support the youth camp with some Servas fund or whatever crowdfunding previous to the youth camp itself, it's really important to be accessible to everybody. Another thing is that young people today want to engage in something, and of course enriching, but not only youth people. I mean, of course, Servas is a super cool organization with the principles that everyone should share. But in order to speak about peace in a productive way and engaging way for people that actually are still studying, so going to university, they are exposed to many ideas and different contexts, and they are forming their opinions about the world. It's really important to open the themes of a youth camp to aspects of peace that are still connected to peace, but in our case, we spoke a lot about sustainability and ecology, but also about volunteering activities. We spoke about history and the history of resistance, and a thing that I thought about was how to organize resistance today. So to take maybe the things from the past and from the what peace meant in the previous year, but then try to actualize it in the way we will face in our lives. And for this reason, I think that in organizing concretely a youth camp, the more varied the activities are, the better. So that you can condense even in few days a lot of things that will make the camp last longer than it actually lasts. And I don't know, other for example, I was for the youth camp that we organized in Italy, we were at my place in Cuneo. I was from there, so I knew that there was the availability of this house for given for free, just for water. We had to pay just for water and these things. It was not a hotel, whatever, but the things that is important that my friends already highlighted is to stay together. So yeah, we had fun in this place, and of course I found it thanks to the help of, for example, my grandma. So of course we cannot do everything alone. Collaboration is really important. And what else? I would say that it was not that hard to organize, thanks also to the help of Raffaella and other people. It's also good to open to other realities. Like in our Servas Youth Camp, we were collaborating with the ex-partisan let's say group of the mountains that also of course share the goals of peace. And I don't know if you have any questions. That was what I wanted to say, but maybe Revan wants to add something that I'm forgetting.
So, thank you, Anna, and thank you, Siba. Revan, are you there?
Yes.
Would you
Hello.
like to say something?
Yes, maybe. So I will start to introduce myself. I am Revan, actually from Turkey, but since maybe more than 2 weeks, I am officially a Servas Italy member. And last year I started to help for a youth camp organization, and it was my first camp overall in my life. It was a good experience also for me to share this first experience with the other young people, and being in the organization team, it was also special for me. And all other organizers already said about the things that I agree with all. And I want to add something that we as a youngers had a lot of ideas and we share all the things, but we also talk about not these ideas not to stay only ideas, and we have to take action. We have to start to do something. For example, last year vegetarian diet was a good idea, and we talk why we should actually uh, follow a diet vegetarian. I know it's not so easy, but now I am also, I think other people who was in the camp has a more open mind to why we should follow a vegetarian diet. And this year we also organize another camp in France. The theme is about the peace, and I think also this camp will also be so necessary for us. Maybe we can take some actions for the world peace. I hope.
Thank you, Revan. The organizing team this year for the next camp will be made from Servas Italy and Servas France. Can you explain a little bit how it is, how it has been done, this organization team for this year?
Yes. So we first the first page of the presentation that we saw beginning of this meeting, we talk about how to start, and then as an organization team, we separate some tasks who can focus better. For example, for the location for the camp area, we decide that French members can decide and find place better than us because it's gonna be in France. And there is a phrases of Sebastiano that he always says. We are all Servas members, so we have similar purpose. And I think while we are organizing something, especially these young camps, we know our responsibilities without anyone telling us. We know what we need, and we say, okay, I am taking the responsibility of this task, and the others can follow by others.
Thank you. Seba, hai qualcosa da aggiungere? Would you like to add something? Maybe the last slides? Or...
No, just a couple of final slides, but it's almost over, thankfully. So no, one thing that I really wanted to mention is that we are doing this activity towards the end of the camp, talking a little bit about Servas and the future of Servas. So we practically very, very smoothly make like 3 questions, and everyone has to answer these kind of questions. So these are the questions you can see in the screen. How do you see Servas in 10 years? What would you do to get more young people take part in it? And what would you improve in Servas? And here there is like the quick point of interest in the answers. Also, I have to mention everyone is coming from a different place, so there are some issues that may be like on point for some nations, less on point for other nations, which maybe have other needs. But let's say that the main topics are these. So adjusting Servas values to modern issues, trying to be more active in volunteering, but also in manifesting, for example. Being more and better about communication, structuring volunteering activities, and then workshop presentations in school, which is something we are doing, for example, in Italy, but it would be very interesting to see how it could work in all the world. And well, finding easier ways to communicate each other, but we are working on it. So yep, here we usually write the end. I would really love to like finish the condivision, but I can't find my mouse anymore. Okay. we go.
Okay, thank you. Eva. Oh, if there are questions, we are here and we can reply directly, or we can work in the groups and then we can reply later, as you want.
I want to say something. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me, Rafaela?
Yes, of
Yes.
course.
Yeah.
Hola.
I want to say that I am really proud of these youth people. Really, really proud of them because you know, and that it's a lot of work to organize a summer camp, and the most important thing is that they are good to do that. They are motivated to do their work, and this is the most important thing, that we need to motivate our youth to do the youth events. That you know, and the beginning is very, very, very complicated. That you know, because you know, of course, I am not introduce myself. Sorry, I'm Susana Martinez from Spain. Now
Sorry,
I am the
interrupt you,
national
Susana.
secretary.
Susana, sorry, interrupt you. Actually, I should invite Susana to say some words in the first beginning, because Susana is the founder of Servas Youth Camp. So she is the first lady, first person to create a youth camp. But because some problems, so she didn't get into the meeting room in the beginning. So now we let Susana to say some words. She is a really important person about the Servas Youth Camp.
I am not important person. I am only a normal person working for one proposal, that is to improve the youth events and the number of the youth members in Servas. But I start to do these events in 2009 in Spain, and in 5 years, the following 5 years, we increased the 25% of youth members, only in 5 years. So we decided to promote this kind of events internationally and in other countries. But to do that, we need a leader. We need people ready to do that. And as Rafaela in Italy, and many other people can do, of course, in other countries, and to create a group of youth people. And because the youth people need a group, they need to communicate each other, and they need to work together. And but as Rafaela say, they need a place in their own national group, maybe a place in the board, or a place to organize their own events with help. You know, so I think one of the I am not sure if you can see me.
Yes.
Yeah, and I have some problems with my computer. Sorry. So one of the questions is, Spain did, Italy did, and now France is joined to do a summer camp, and every country can do it. If they don't have enough volunteers, they can ask help to Italy or Spain or a youth committee, whatever, because there are many, many talent people in our youth members. So I'm sure we can export this kind of events in every country. Only need a need of help, because the youth people, as Anna said, they are students, they don't have enough money, they need to travel really cheap. So they need some help to find the best place and a little bit of funding, and they can do wonderful events. So I'm really proud of our youth committee and our youth volunteers, because they are our future. They are Servas' future. I am not going to say anymore, but I'm really, really proud that the summer camp is every year, and I'm really, really, I love it. So thank you, Rafaela, and thank you, Sebastiano, Ana, Elena, and all the team.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Susanna. Give a big applause for Susanna. Okay. Thank you for Servas Italy. So many young members here. I think Italy have is the strongest country to have the young team. Yes, so I'm very excited to see it's last year Latin America, they also organized a youth camp. So that's here to share their experience from Brazil. It's Egina here?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, okay. You can start your presentation. It's 8 minutes, please. Thank you.
Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen, guys?
Yes.
Okay, sorry for this. Hello, everyone. I'm from Brazil. I'm Egina, as May just said. And it's a pleasure to be here today, and I'm gonna be presenting to you a little bit about our experience in Servas Latin America Youth Eco Camp. So our Youth Eco Camp had the theme and focus on Latin America, so that's why we named it Latin America Servas Youth Eco Camp. And it took place in conjunction with the national meeting, the national meeting of Servas Brazil in São Bento 2023, last year in the Acampamento Paiol Grande in São Paulo from November 2nd to 5th. The choice of this event location was driven by its alignment with Servas values and ideals. Additionally, the campsite hosts a social project benefiting underprivileged children and adolescents. So in the region, of course, providing them with opportunities for leisure, education, citizenship, and the promotion of humanitarian values. So by participating in the camp, or participants were directly contributing to the continuity of these projects, something that we took as a really decisive factor for choosing that place. Also, of course, it was a beautiful place with an amazing structure to receive us, and it was close to our main airport in Brazil. So there was some reasons that we considered to choose that place. The Servas Latin American Youth Eco Camp aimed to promote the Servas purpose of fostering peace, respect, diversity, and inclusion among people from different cultures, languages, and backgrounds. Many Brazilian Servas from different states, including Pernambuco, São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, Bahia, Rio Grande do Sul, e Sergipe, attended the camp. And in addition to the Brazilian participants, we were delighted to welcome Servas members from other countries, such as Peru, Chile, Argentina, the United States, and France. Representing Colombia, that's a funny thing. We received a French girl that was living in Colombia at the time, so she was representing France and Colombia. By the way, Claire, if you're watching us, we miss you, girl. Now you guys can see some pictures of our activities, like the challenging hike to Pedra Ana Chata, where we had one of the most beautiful views ever. Try to put. Can you see my screen, guys? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
We had the Latin American game, in which we could learn a little bit more about Latin America countries and their cultures. We also engaged in a bioenergetic therapy session with Fernanda Duran, a Servas member from São Paulo. It was a very interesting moment that we could raise our body perception and feel more connected to our group. And here, Discovering Talent Night, as you can see in this picture. It's one of our favorite pictures of the camp. This moment together was not planned at all in our schedule, but it was a great surprise. The night we ran out of energy in the camp, but we decided to be together to somehow enjoy the rest of the afternoon and night. So we turned our cell phone flashlights on, and someone found a piano and a guitar at the place we are at, and they started to play it. Then everybody was singing and dancing right after it began. It was really a special moment that we had together. And we also had the opportunity to discover various musical talents among Servas youth members. And we shared a deep sense of partnership and unity through diverse voices and languages and rhythms, of course. Let me see. Moving. Well, our 19 camp participants enjoyed a themed dinners. Can you see my, yeah, it's working now. Themed dinners and, sorry, being fast. My slides are not working well. Okay, our 19 participants also enjoyed themed dinner and participated in a charity auction organized by Servas Brazil. Each person contributed with a typical item from their country or region, such as crafts, local foods, and beverages, to be auctioned among the Servas members. These proceeds support Servas Brazil and help it maintain the autonomy of some national projects, local projects. And to wrap up our activities at the camp, we had an amazing moment where Servas members could paint together a huge mural and leave the Servas print to the next visitors to see at the camp. I also would like to add that during these days at the camp, the Servas youth members shared their feelings, expectations, aspirations, challenges, and skills. This truly fostered a deeper connection and among all the participants, leading to new friendship and many happy memories over our 4 days at the camp. Furthermore, our young participants had the opportunity to engage with more experienced Servas members due to the concurrent Servas Brazil National Meeting, the other event that was happening there. They exchanged stories, experience, and enriched everyone's overall camp experience. That was a really good time that we had. Okay, now talking a little bit about our feedback from the event evaluation forum. The young participants expressed their enchantment with their experience. They emphasized the hospitality and the friendliness of the organizers of the camp and the camp staff, who went above and beyond to make everyone feel at home. It was really good. to feel at home for these 4 days. According to them, the camp was one of the best experiences they ever had, and they eagerly look forward to stay in touch with the new friends they made at the camp and to new service meetings, of course. Okay, now some quick tips and suggestions to create a Servas Youth Camp, in my opinion. First thing first, I would recommend you to contact the youth members around you. They are available to participate in the organization team. We have a lot of young talents, as Susanna just said. So keep it in mind, and please don't try to do it all by yourself, for goodness sake. It's insane. Second, find a good location to host the event, because it's very important to be easy for everyone to get there, whether by plane, by car, by train, etc. If it's easy to get there, you're gonna have more participants for sure. Third point, provide a variety of activities so that all young people can feel invited to participate. Encouraging inclusivity and engagement is essential for creating an environment where everyone feels welcome. And last but not least, don't forget to have a good communication with the participants before and during the event, of course. It's really necessary that everything is aligned to everyone, the activity schedule, the rules, the prices, etc. Good communication is essential for a good event. So that was it. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Regina. Thank you. And if you have any questions for our speakers, you can write down on the chatting room, and to save time, and then we can answer your question later together. And so next speaker is the Servas Germany. They just have youth camp 2 weeks ago. They just finished. So that's welcome. Servas Germany, Manuela.
Yeah.
It's a Deputy National Secretary of Servas Germany. Please.
So hello, everybody. Thank you very much. It has been quite interesting to hear the experiences from Italy and Brazil. And much is similar to our experiences in Germany. I will share now my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
I try to make it bigger. So, creating a youth camp. Yeah, I try to make it short because we have already seen very much. The theme of our youth camp was Servas history, Servas today, and Servas future. We had a Zoom meeting with an experienced older member. He came for about 1 hour via Zoom meeting to our camp. And we had a discussion with him. He told about his experiences, and we could discuss some topics with him. Then we had Servas today. We shared experiences of our young members. We have been around 30 participants in our camp from around 9 different nations. It could have been more, but it was very difficult for many members from far abroad to get visa, so they couldn't join. That was a pity, but yeah, it was as it was. It was quite interesting that all the young members had many, many different experiences with traveling in Servas. So many young people, and so many of them already did some Servas vacations, some travels, and I was very glad that nobody mentioned Servas is too old. And I was a little bit surprised by this. It was a point which they really liked about Servas, because when when only young people meet, they have similar ideas. And in getting to know older Servas members, it was an intergenerational exchange, and many young people appreciated that. Then we had many workshops, and we talked about Servas' future. We had a big invitation, and as Aegina said, it should be very much clear in advance how much is the price, where will you go, and to discuss about the rules. I will make it a little bit shorter as we are running out of time. We also had a video about the youth camp, but Mathilde from Servas Netherlands is here and she wanted to share it. So hi, Mathilde. We will see it a little bit later.
You can show it as well if you want to.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I will be a little
because
quicker
you have the
now.
link already shared. So
the content and the most popular activities in our camp. First point, and that was the most important, was to get to know each other. Then we had workshops about different topics. As I said, Servas history, then Servas and the possibilities for volunteering. We had much intercultural exchange and developed ideas how young members can volunteer in Servas. We had a workshop about sustainability and we shared travel experiences and ideas. We did not sit only in a room and worked hard, but we also had a historic sightseeing trip in Nuremberg. As maybe some of you know, that was a big Nazi rally ground. So we had an excursion and a guided tour about this topic. On the next day, we made a hiking trip to have fresh air around us. We loved to share our meals and talk. And as in Brazil, we only had vegetarian meals, and that was quite good. In the evening, we had also some discussions, and it was a little bit not enough time to have more fun, music and dance, because that would have been great to have more free time. So my suggestion is that we have been in a youth hostel. So my suggestion is it's better to have no, I'm missing the word. A house or something with which is your own, or where you have time in the evening to have more fun. Here in the youth camp, in the youth hostel, it was a bit strict with the rules, and we had to be quiet at 10. So we had to be funny earlier. Yes, next page. The feedback from the participants was very, very good. We all enjoyed the community together. We learned about fun facts about other countries. We got motivation for more travels. The connection between young members was just amazing. Everybody would like to participate more often at Servas events and work for progress. We would like to invite more young people to become members. It was great to hear something about the local history. And our resume, we are somehow connected through Servas, even though we are from many, many different countries. If someone wants to organize a camp, I can only add to the already said things. You need the idea and you need much time to plan. We only had about 6 months. That was a little bit too short. So I suggest maybe 9 months is better. You should find a team of about 3 to 5 members who wants to organize. In Germany, it was a team with me and 5 other members. That was quite a nice group. As you can see on the photo, we had much fun together. But you should be aware that there is 1 or 2 who do the most work. And one or two should be the head of the thing and know what's going on. It's just not possible to get everybody involved very much because they are students, everybody has vacation, everybody has exams or something, so there should be one or two who are responsible. What is very important, and we will learn about it for the next time, you should have a very, very good application system. It was rather disappointing. We had 40 places in the youth hostel and we had more than 50 applications for our camp. But after registration, 15 people never showed again. They registered for the camp, but they were not able to send a message, oh, I'm not interested anymore. That was very disappointing. So next time we will make an application only with immediate payment, and only then the application is valid. It's sad to have such strict rules, but we have to pay for many people who didn't show. You could think about vegetarian food. You should have a very mixed program, and the fun part should be also included. The resume was that our camp with 3 nights was a good length. Shorter, it's not worth traveling such a far way, maybe. After registration and in the further planning, you could invite the participants to join in the program. For example, there is somebody who would like to lead a workshop, who can take a part in the evening program, somebody who takes photos, somebody who writes a report for the website and share some photos on Instagram, for example. So last page. In the future, I would like to have a bigger international group working together for organizing camps, so that not each country who would like to make a camp starts at the beginning. So we can maybe have do's and don'ts and checklists and samples for invitations, for visa letters and so on. Yeah, thank you for your attention. That was the group in our camp.
Wow, thank you so much. Very clear to let us to have the structure very clearly. Thank you so much. And then now it's time for our small groups discussion. Anyone you get some even better ideas you want to share with others? Group leader, if you are group leaders and you've found there are some very good ideas, you are welcome to share with us. If you want to share, you can raise your hands. So Matilda, please.
So we had one really interesting point, which I'd like to share, which is lots of young people, like children from Servas parents, they don't want to join Servas. So we were thinking about, like, why is that? And maybe this should change as well. So maybe this is a really interesting thing that maybe we should have like one forum for all the youth.
No, it's just
for like all the youth that can like share their experiences of like why don't they want to join Servas, or maybe why they were hesitant, and like talk about like, oh yeah, my parents always had strangers in our house, or like, of course, like I'm not a Servas baby, so I can't share from my point of view, but I think we should do something with this.
Thank you. Probably some have answers here. Rafaela, you have kids.
Yes. Sorry.
They refuse to be Servas again.
No, we had a similar facts in Italy, but we have also on the contrary, on the other hand, we had young people who are going to join Servas and their family are not willing to join. So when kids are growing up, they can decide if register to Servas and if go out of Servas. When you are in a Servas family, you can decide if to stay as a Servas member or not. On the other hand, it is possible that some young people from outside are going to join Servas and their family are not joining Servas. So we have a lot of 18 years old people who are Servas without their family.
Okay, thank you. So
But
just like
I want to say something about this, that many of our youth members are growing in a Servas family. So they are Servas from their childhood. So they are Servas member all their lives. So if you are growing a Servas family at the end, you can feel as a Servas member or not, or you can feel that Servas is your parents' organization. But I think it's about your own feelings and your own, personally opinion. But many of our youth, many of our children who grow in Servas, at the end, they can feel they are totally members. They have the totally members of Servas. They have part of this organization for them. They have activities for them. They have voice in some meetings, or they can express their own opinion in a web page, or they can do an experience like Silep. So if there are activities and events for youth, they can stay and they can feel they are real members of their organization. Or if they can stay, but if there are not a place for youth, they can leave, and maybe some of them come back when they are not as young as maybe they are young adults, but they realize that Servas is a good organization. But I think the place for them is very important.
thank you, Susanna. But also thank you, Matilda. She raised a different idea and different point of view of us. Very important. Okay, so we have a Raven.
Yes, I want to say something that I am not a Servas kid because most of Servas members at my age, they met with Servas because their parents were Servas member. But I met with Servas by Servas Peace School. So we can attract the kids with another activities made by Servas. For example, Servas Peace School or Servas Youth Camp or maybe Kid Camp. And by these activities, the kids can be attracted to be a Servas member because my parents find out the Servas after me. They learn the Servas by me. So being a Servas kid is okay, necessary, but it's not mandatory.
Okay, thank you, Raven. And then Rafaela.
Yes, I agree totally with Raven and Susanna. Just I want to tell you that in Italy, when you are 18 years old, you have a sort of interview if you want to stay in a Servas family, let's say, or if you want not to register. So you can decide if to stay or not in Servas, if you grew up in a Servas family. But of course, I agree perfectly that if you have proposal, offers that are attracting you in Servas, you are willing to stay. And what we should do in our countries is to create opportunity for young people so they are not going away from Servas when they are growing up.
Yes. And anyone you want to share something from your group? or some ideas about the meeting, you can raise your hand.
Just now I said, I'm Iris from Hong Kong.
Yes.
Just now I said, because the language is very important, language exchange. So actually, maybe we can organize like once a month a language program. Say if we are Hong Kong, we can teach Cantonese. Not teach Cantonese. It's like those who want to learn Cantonese can meet like by Zoom once a month, or like once a month, I say, and then they can form a committee, and then to decide after 1 year they will be like have 12 meetings. They will be more familiar with each other. They may think of going to Hong Kong for a visit or going to China for a visit, and then they can plan the youth camp together at that time during the meeting. I mean, they can learn the language because you need to have some incentive for them to gather together, not just for a trip, for they're going to meet up the stranger. If they like after 1 year meetings, 12 meetings, they get more familiar with each other, they will have the incentive to go to China or Hong Kong together once. Just like I take an example is explain, because people in Hong Kong, they may learn Spanish, they may want to have the conversational chance to meet up once a month to practice their Spanish learning. And then after 1 year, like 12 lessons or 12 gathering, they will meet up, they will make friends with each other, and then they can think of the annual youth camp together, go to spring together.
Thank you, Aris. And any others?
Hi, yeah, I'm gonna jump in and I'm just gonna pick up on a few points that I think were really relevant for me, and I can see in the chat now as well. I'm Barbara from Servas UK in Ireland. So I was just saying in the group of how there are a lot of barriers to raise more awareness in UK and Ireland in general, things similar to what you all said. And so I think a key point that was raised was collaboration, the fact of perhaps starting with other groups that resonate with the values of Servas, which is fair enough. And, you know, this is one of the ideas that we're having. But the other thing that I was raising, and I see it in the comments as well, is like, obviously the financial element, because, for example, one of the biggest issues in, I don't know, UK and Ireland would be, UK and Ireland seems to be quite attractive. You know, people would come here, they would learn the language from all across Europe, and but a big issue would be that it costs quite more money to run a camp in, I think, in UK and Ireland, also because the weather is quite poor all year round, so you would have to have a lot of indoor activity. So that's one element. That brings me to, if there could be some sort of, you know, clear rules of how much can you get from, if anything, what are the general expectations? Because we're a bit confused in Servas UK and Ireland of, should we signpost a number of grants for paying for flights, or do people just, you know, so these things like that, the financial clarity. So that would be an enormous help to kick off conversation, because we have lots of ideas, but, you know, it would give us more help. So this is like specific to the camps. I think in general, another big barrier that I wanted to raise based on what Rafaela was saying at the beginning of the meeting, I think a big barrier to getting young people on board with Servas is the lack of transparency of Servas. I'm saying that not because of a critique. I say it for myself because I work in education. I'm a teacher as well. And the way that people think nowadays, the younger people think nowadays, being on the internet all the time, is that they want access of information immediate. And if you don't have that, basically they just lose immediate interest. And I think like there is this that's it. So it's a barrier, like this idea of providing clear and immediate information. I know Servas is doing lots of work in this direction, because I mean the website, this and that and the other one, you know, you need to do it quicker and quicker, just because there are a lot of other organizations that provide quicker information, and that's why younger people are not interested. So yeah, I think like all the
Thank you. And then we have Manuela from Germany.
I have nothing to add to Barbara. I think transparent rules for funding should be clear for everyone, and it's not transparent which rules there are and how can I find them, and everybody knows maybe another part of it. So I'm a friend of lists. I would like a list where are the rules and what is necessary to do and not to do in order to get maybe funds.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
sorry.
Can I say something about the funding? And
okay, Susanna, are you the member of Youth and Family Committee?
Not now. I was 7 years member.
Okay.
So I now, but as everybody know, it's 3 years. There are the General Assembly. So it's 3 years. The budget of the Youth and Families Committee is changing the money. So we need to apply for the funding each 3 years. So when there are funding now, it's $4,000 per year for every international event for youth and families. But the rules are in the web page, because it's in the international web page, but not the Youth and Families Committee don't decide it about the funding. It's the Develop Committee. So the youth event make a report and apply for the funding to the Development Committee. Not for, so the budget is for the youth committee, but we don't decide about the money. So it's the Development Committee who decide about who need much or money about. But the question is, the money must be focus in something. For example, to help volunteers to reach the event, or to help the food, or to help the house. So, but every people can decide the focus of the funding. But the Development Committee have their own criteria. It's only to say this, that not the Youth and Family Committee can spend this money if they want. So we cannot do that.
Okay, thank you.
I've just to complete this information, because I am now in the Youth and Families Committee, and I have been in the past Youth and Families Committee with Susanna, and that Susanna was saying the right thing. Youth and Family has no money to spend. We have just an allocation in the budget, in the forecast budget that Servas International is approving in the SICOGA each 3 years. They allocated some money of the budget for youth and family. It is $4,000. We asked in the last SICOGA in India to increase the budget, and the result has been that they will, or they would have increased this during a next co-discussion in the executive board. And the money is not the basic problem in organizing a camp, in my opinion, because the first camps has been self-funded by the country who has organized the event. That is, if we need help, we can ask Servas International for a granting or for a contribution. But in this case, we must know that $4,000 are for all the international event, not only for our event. And in which way we can ask a granting? First of all, submitting a program of the camp and a forecast budget of the program. That is, we should forecast all the costs of our camp, splitted for each special subject. Let's say renting a house, US dollar, I don't know how much does it cost, but 2,000 euros or $2,000. Bus transport for trips and tour of the town, granting of volunteer, and then our insurance cost. All these voices, let's say, must be splitted with exact amount. And if you are a bit expert with accounting, you know how you can do a forecast budget. Then you submit to Servas International the budget, the program of the camp, and the list of participants, because it is important that Servas International has the possibility to decide if and how much give for this camp. Of course, if you have 80 participants, the granting can be a little bit higher than if you have 20 participants. So these must be submitted to Servas International in due time when you are preparing the camp, involving Servas International in this point, not the Youth and Families Committee, but the Servas International Executive Committee. They have the budget in their hands and they decide. Youth and Families Committee only ask to allocate this money, to keep this money only for youth and families activities. But we cannot decide how to split it or to give it to the different countries.
Thank you. Thank you.
But every country can apply. Every country can apply. Not only Italy or Spain or Germany or France. Every country who organize any event for youth and families can apply to this grant.
Thank
But
you.
The decision.
And Matilda, the final one, Matilda, time is limited.
Yeah, so one of the things that I really want to shed an extra light on is what Manuela pointed out in her PowerPoint, which is one of the last slides, which is that we are all having these amazing initiatives from a national point of view, but we really need to like make a team or something that all those things are shared within all those countries, because like sometimes we're doing double things. And I am now, I think now is a good time to make an actual like team who feels responsible for the overall arch of international camps. I would love to be the leader if that's even necessary, but yeah, we need to collaborate more, because there has been amazing camps around and everybody has been doing lots of amazing activities and how the funding has been done in all those different countries. But we need to copy it from each other and we need to share things from each other. So now it's amazing that we share all these stories and that we have all these insights of, oh, these things need to change and this is how it's done first. But I'm now having a call to action. Who wants to be on a team who actually feels the responsibility for this? I have, at least.
Thank you so much. Thank you for Matilda. Is ready to serve more for Servas. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining today's meeting. And I hope you also get some ideas to create more young members for your country, for your Servas. And before we finish this meeting, I would like to invite Bonnie to introduce our next event in Servas International.
Okay, hi, I'm Bonnie, and I would like to introduce the international events that we are about to launch recently. As we already mentioned, our database is a lack of young people, so we will have the competitions for collecting Servas experience from all of the Servas members So as you can see, like by this way, we are about to collect the good articles or videos based on your Servas experience. And with these materials, we would like to do further marketing and to increase our visibility for Servas. And
you have a PowerPoint, right?
oh yes.
What page?
Oh, sorry. I thought I'm sharing it now. Let me.
This competition is organized by Peace Secretary, but I asked Bonnie to help to do this project.
Oh yeah. So I just recruit my own team, and now we are organizing the details of these competitions. So first of all, who can join the competitions? Like as I mentioned, like all of the Servas members that they have their own Servas trip, then they can either submit the experience by articles or videos. So we will have two categories. One is article and the other is videos. And the time for collecting the materials for article or videos, it will be in August to October. We plan to collect all the materials in this period of time. And the winner of we will have our judgments, our judges to determine that who will be the winners for the article category and also the video one. And the winner can get the free charge for the SICOGA 2025. And there will be two quotas. So the winner of articles and the winner of videos, they can get the free entrance fee to SICOGA 2025.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
So we will after we plan this, and then we will announce again. I think it's probably in July about this event. Okay, thank you for joining us, and so we see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye
Ciao.
from Costa Rica.
Ciao from
Bye.
Italy.
Bye from Costa Rica too.
And goodbye from Finland.
Bye from Mexico. Bye bye.